here at Inside ETFs. We're going to talk to a number of industry experts about their products and what's ahead for the rest of 2018. Hi, I'm Todd Rosenbluth, back here at Inside ETFs with Rich Powers of Vanguard. Vanguard is known for low-cost products, but I think Vanguard also believes you have to look beyond the expense ratio. Is that right?
Absolutely, Todd. We've written a piece about this to have investors focus on something more than the expense ratio. Expense ratio is a great first filter, but thinking about things as far as the tracking error of a portfolio, tax efficiency of the portfolio, the actual benchmark exposure, the holdings exposure, I think that's really key. The brand of the sponsor. And I guess lastly would be spreads and premiums and discounts. All those can add up to a much more meaningful bite out of an investor's return than the expense ratio.
Yeah, and what we saw in 2017 in particular was investors that were embracing investment grade corporate bonds and using ETFs as a vehicle as one of those ways to get exposure. We think that's in part because the expense ratio is going to matter more for investors as rates go up. So in the investment grade space, Vanguard has a number of options.
We do, Todd. So it really depends upon what the investor is trying to accomplish as to which investment grade product suits their needs. So if someone's saying, listen, I just want exposure to investment grade bonds, I don't want to make any calls on sector or maturity, a total bond market fund is usually a good place to start. Some investors will say, you know what, I actually like corporate bonds, but I like a particular part of the curve, so you can choose a maturity-specific corporate fund. And then lastly, we actually just launched at the end of last year a total corporate fund, VTC, and so what that does, it takes a duration call off the table for the investors, and they simply say, I want to buy US investment-grade corporate bonds, I can buy them across the entire yield curve by buying that fund.
Yeah, new ETF that's already out there, but is already starting to gain some traction. What we've also seen is that investors are embracing sectors in the US and the equity side of the ledger, not just owning just the S&P 500 exposure, but either tilting or overweighting certain sectors. That's a trend we're seeing at Vanguard also?
It is. We've had a sector lineup for more than 10 years now, and so we offer 11 sector products. And really there's two different types of investors who use sector funds as far as our target audience. One is the investor who says, I like financials relative to other sectors, and so I'm going to overweight my total US core portfolio with a little bit more financials exposures. There's other investors who'll say, actually want to take a more of a kind of a rotational approach to investing in sectors, and they'll look at, say, the relative valuation of financials versus materials and tilt the portfolio in that direction.
A lot of great products that are out there, many from Vanguard as well. Glad to have you here, Rich, with us at Inside ETFs.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks
Thanks for having me.